My 5 favorite movies that every entrepreneur must watch. Starting with number 1, The Founder. Have you ever thought how the McDonald's actually became McDonald's? Where did it all start? You see, I am a very curious kind. As an entrepreneur, I study a lot of biographies, a lot of audiobooks, and I watch a lot of movies which are very driven in nature, because you can acquire the knowledge of business, but if you don't acquire the context of what it takes to run a business, then the knowledge of business will not help you. So you need knowledge, the content, as well as the context. These movies actually expand your context. So The Founder is a movie about how Ray Kroc actually built this small outlet that was there in a small corner of some remote places in the US, how he took the McDonald brothers small shop to a franchisee that is multi-billion dollars. And what I love about this movie is Ray Kroc was probably, if I remember correctly, he was probably in 40s or 50s. And at that time, he was just a door-to-door salesman. He was a failure and he was not able to get anywhere. And what I love is he was listening to audiobooks. And when he's in his hotel, he's traveling a lot, and he used to sell this big milkshake machines. And one day he got an order from the McDonald brother from some other place where they were having order in bulk. And he's like, wow, who's ordering so many machines? And he went there physically and he saw the McDonald brothers. They've created a system in such a way that they were able to produce the burgers in a very fastest manner. They were not the juiciest and best tastiest, but the efficiency was so good that he was so impressed. He proposed a joint partnership, and what happened then? Rest is the history. He converted that into franchisee models, and eventually he got a breakthrough of not just selling the burgers and fries, but also becoming a real estate company. There are lots of money that McDonald's make does not necessarily come from burgers, that a lot of people actually don't know. They lease the property, and that's where they make money from the property. And fries and burgers are all bonuses. So I love the movie, how he took just an idea from a small town to such a massive, big level. That is one of my favorite movies, The Founder. Go ahead and watch it and let me know how you like the movie. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, Guru Bhai. This is one of my best entrepreneur movies of all time. You know why? Because this story has been inspired by one of the Indian legends, Dhirubhai Ambani. How Dhirubhai Ambani went from being a small-time player, working in small places in petrol pumps, to how he built an empire today. As we know, one of the top 10 richest people in India, Dhirubhai Ambani's son, Mukesh Ambani. But where did it all start? Because of Dhirubhai Ambani and his vision. So when you look at this story, you understand how did he persevere. Despite all the challenges and roadblocks, what was his thought process? If you can acquire an entrepreneur's thought process and their character, that expands your context. And if that context is expanded, your business also gets expanded. So Guru Bhai is the movie that I've seen probably at least 10 to 20 times. I don't know. Multiple times I've seen, and I love the thrill. Whenever I feel low, whenever I feel down, I watch some movie like this. And again, I get an inspiration that if this man can do it alone, single-handedly, what is it that we can't do it? So go and check out Dhirubhai Ambani's inspired story, Guru Bhai, how Abhishek Bachchan has played an amazing role. The way he's acted, he's done, I think, perfect character for this. Number 2, right? Number 3, The Boy Who Harnessed the Power of Wind. This is a story of a boy who was born in Africa. And in that African country, I forgot the name of the country, but the place where he was grown, where he grew up, they didn't have the electricity properly. They didn't have the education system properly. His dad was in farms. They were almost dying of hunger, and there were a lot of fights and clashes of hunger. In those situations, in those conditions, this boy found to generate electricity by harnessing the power of wind. His story is fantastic, and it's a real story of a boy, how he went from there and he became so successful that I think today, if I'm not mistaken, he's somewhere in the US doing something really amazing with his life. So watch out that movie. Again, context, perseverance, grit, that this boy, the grit he has when nobody was believing in his dream, when he had no resources, he had no education, so much. His passion led him to become a passionpreneur. In my words, he became a passionpreneur because he found his passion in electricity using the wind, and he became very, very successful. So go ahead and check that movie out as well. Number 4, this is all-time favorite for many people. It's called The Pursuit of Happiness. The Pursuit of Happiness is based on a man, an Afro-American man, his story of how he went from again being a salesman selling some machines to becoming a stockbroker and becoming a legend and build his life from broke to a very successful person. How did he persevere? What I want you to notice is not just his grit, but his humility. When he was so humble, when he had to go for an interview, there was one particular scene in that, when he had to show up for an interview with shabbily dressed and some painting, paint, he was trying to paint house and all over, his body and all. And that particular scene of interview, man, it will blow your mind. How did he crack his interview? We can relate to it, right? When we go for a job, we are nicely dressed and perfectly polished and, all those things. This man was doing complete opposite of a textbook interview. And that is what was beautiful. And rest is a history, again, as a story based on a real person's story. Last but not least, this is my favorite. We may not be able to call it as a movie, but I'll tell you, this particular show is going to change the paradigm of how you look at life, how do you look at entrepreneurship. This show is called The Undercover Billionaire. This is a show where one person, Glenn Stern, has been given a challenge. He's a billionaire, multi-billionaire. He's been given a challenge that is American dream still real? Is it really possible for anybody to build an empire from scratch? So he took up a challenge. He was dropped into one small town and he's not supposed to use his name, his money, his resources, his contacts, nothing. As a zero, you have to start from scratch with $100, enough cell phone with internet, and an old beat up truck, which is nothing but a small car. And in that cold environment, with that $100, he had a challenge to build a business which values to 1 million in just 90 days. 90 days, 3 महीना. 3 महीने में कैसे business शुरू करें? क्या business शुरू करें? कोई contact नहीं, there's nothing. How did this man went from there to doing something phenomenal? I want you to particularly pay attention to what he does with his strategy of all in. I'll give you just some hints, right? Whatever he earned, he put all that money back into next venture. Again, he earned, make some money, put all in next venture. Take the money, put in next venture. So what did he do is, from small ticket, by selling some goodies in one of the festivals that they had, selling some greens, from small accessories, he doubled. Eventually, he did something phenomenal. Did he meet his goal? Did he not meet his goal? I will not reveal the secret. Go ahead and watch the show. But that is really, really favorite. And the second season was even my, again, favorite, because there were not just one, not two, but 3 entrepreneurs who had the same challenge in all 3 different cities. And my first mentor, Grant Cardone, was there as well. And I loved the second part of Undercover Billionaire, where all 3 from different areas, different experiences, 1 man and 2 women, all different cities, they able to build a business worth 1 million or not. Go ahead and check it out. It'll blow your mind. So there you go. These are my 5 favorite movies of all time when it comes to entrepreneurship. Now, I have done some other 5 series as well. Go ahead and check out that 5 series, 5 books for marketing, 5 books for entrepreneurship, 5 books for mindset. There's some videos I've done. Go and check it out. Learn and replicate other people's success, how I've done it. I study successful people. I get inspiration and knowledge from everywhere, from books, from my mentors, from the movies. I'm a big movie buff. I get the knowledge, what I really like. I implement that in my business, which helps me to go to the next level. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you do enjoy it. And maybe subscribe to the channel if you've not done it already. This is Dave Gadvi. I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Don't be ordinary. Be legendary. Take care and God bless you.